What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, we have an interesting dilemma. We have a dilemma on our hands. As undefeated, 3-division world champion, 2-division undisputed world champion, who is widely considered and acknowledged and recognized as the #1 best pound-for-pound fighter in the world, undefeated superstar boxer, Terence Bud Crawford, who has 40 wins, no loss, no draw, 31 big wins by way of knockout, 36 years of age, 5'8" with a 74-inch arm reach. Unfortunately, once again, for Terence Crawford, he finds himself in a bad position as he's trying to seek out a legacy fight with 4-division world champion, Mexican superstar boxer, who is widely acknowledged and recognized as the face, or if not one of the faces of the sport of boxing, and is the undisputed super middleweight world champion, Saul Canelo Alvarez, who has 60 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws, 39 wins by way of knockout. He is 33 years of age, 5'8", with a 70-inch arm reach. Terence Crawford wants a mega fight, a super fight. He already had one, his last fight, July 29th, Las Vegas, Nevada, T-Mobile Arena, when he took on and faced and defeated now former unified 3-belt WBA, WBC, IBF welterweight world champion superstar boxer Earl the True Spence Jr., who at the time was top 5 pound-for-pound best fighters in the world. Earl Spence Jr. is 33 years of age. He's now 28 wins, 1 loss, no draw, 22 wins by way of knockout, 5'9" with a 72-inch arm reach. They had their highly anticipated showdown, July 29th. Terence Crawford dominated the fight, shockingly, in dominating fashion. Terence Crawford dropped Errol Spence in the second round, twice in the 7th, and then stopped him in the 9th round. With that said, for Terence Crawford to get this fight with Errol Spence and vice versa, they both agreed to an immediate rematch clause where the loser had 30 working business days to activate the rematch clause, to which Errol Spence did so. And Terence Crawford has to oblige. And Terence Crawford gets to have a bigger share of the pie automatically and choose the weight class in which the fight takes place. Nonetheless, the fight was so one-sided in dominant fashion in favor of Terence Crawford that people are already looking past the Errol Spence fight. Not many people are even interested in the Errol Spence rematch. So Terence Crawford himself started to somewhat set his sights on Canelo Alvarez. Now, he's the constant profession, so he knows he got to get past Errol Spence in a rematch before he gets to Canelo Alvarez. But unfortunately for Terence Crawford, it looks like the Canelo Alvarez fight is never going to happen. Why? Why, you say, Blue? Is the Terence Crawford Canelo Alvarez fight never going to happen? Well, because Canelo Alvarez is in a pickle. Canelo Alvarez has his own fish to fry. Right? Canelo Alvarez has the undefeated 2-time WBC super middleweight world champion, Mexican Ecuadorian superstar boxer David the Mexican Monster Benavidez, who is now 28 wins, no loss, no draw, 24 big wins by way of knockout, 26 years of age, 6'2" with a 75-inch arm reach. He has David Benavidez problems. Canelo Alvarez does. And it looks like Canelo Alvarez is going to choose former WBO junior middleweight world champion, Mexican superstar boxer Jaime Munguia, who is undefeated, as his next opponent, Cinco de Mayo, May 4th of 2024, as his next opponent. And then choose David Benavidez as his follow-up opponent in September. And that means Terence Crawford will be 37. So this more than likely means that Terence Crawford is not going to get an opportunity to fight Canelo Alvarez. Here's why. And now he's going to be forced into another super fight. He's going to have to make a choice as to who he's going to make his next super fight. Right? Is it going to be now undefeated IBF welterweight world champion superstar boxer, as I call him, the phenom, Jerron Boots Ennis, who is 31 wins, no loss, no draw, 28 wins by way of knockout, 26 years of age, 5'10" with a 74-inch arm reach, who is his IBF mandatory? Or is he going to choose 3-time junior middleweight world champion, former undisputed junior middleweight world champion, still the unified junior middleweight world champion, superstar boxer, Jamel Ironman Charlo, who is now 35 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, 19 wins by way of knockout, 33 years of age, 5'11.5" with a 73.5-inch arm reach. Is he going to choose Jermell Charlo or Jaron Boots Ennis? He's going to need one of them to have a marquee mega fight to catapult themselves in the conversation for him to have a super fight for himself. Why do you say that, Blue? Because I'm a strong believer that Canelo Alvarez is going to lose to David Benavidez, and he has 2 fights, so he's sold up for 2024. Terence Crawford is going to turn 37 in September of 2024. So is he going to have 1 fight, the rematch that's being reported possibly for Errol Spence in February or March, and then just sit on his hands and stay idle and wait for Canelo Alvarez to possibly beat David Benavidez and Jaime Munguia, and then fight Canelo Alvarez in 2025, going on 38 years of age, with 1 fight in 2023, 1 fight in 2024, 1 fight in 2022? And if Canelo Alvarez loses to David Benavidez, well, Terence Crawford is already on the record saying that David Benavidez is too big. He's only going to go up 3 weight classes from 147 to 168 to challenge Canelo Alvarez. So if Canelo Alvarez, as I feel like he's going to lose to David Benavidez, loses to David Benavidez, then where's the glory in fighting Canelo Alvarez at that point in time? Because he could possibly get stopped and look extremely bad against David Benavidez. And unfortunately, the sport of boxing, Jermell Charlo's last fight was Canelo Alvarez, and he didn't want to engage. He looked bad in that fight, lackluster performance. He got dropped in the 7th round and didn't want to engage. He jumped up 2 weight classes. And Terence Crawford stated that he has no interest in fighting Jermell Charlo moving forward because of his last performance. Well, what are you going to do? If you beat Errol Spence in convincing fashion like you did the first time, what's your choice of opponents for your next fight? Where do you go from here? Because clearly Canelo Alvarez is sold up for 2024. And the pressure that Canelo Alvarez is going to feel to make a fight with David Benavidez after choosing to fight Jaime Munguia in May for no rhyme or reason. There's no real reason, no explanation as to why he's going to fight Jaime Munguia in May over David Benavidez, who's his mandatory challenger. David Benavidez is on the same side of the street with the PBC, Premier Boxing Champion, founder and advisor Al Heyman, and now they're going to head to the Amazon. He's on the same side of the street, same advisor, same network. But he's going to choose to fight a guy who's with his arch nemesis at the time, Oscar De La Hoya, Golden Boy Promotions, and DAZN, and Jaime Munguia is a 160-pounder, not even a 168-pounder. So the pressure on him to fight David Benavidez after Jaime Munguia in September is going to be enormous. So it won't justify him fighting Terence Crawford. So what direction does Terence Crawford go in? Well, Terence Crawford is going to have to hope that Jaron Boots Ennis can land a fight with former unified welterweight world champion superstar boxer Keith one-time Thurman. That'll justify Terence Crawford being in another mega fight with Jaron Boots Ennis if Keith Thurman, Jaron Ennis fight, and Jaron Ennis beats Keith Thurman. Or he has to hope that maybe, just maybe, Jermell Charlo, as is being reported to me, that Jermell Charlo and now WBO junior middleweight world champion Australian star boxer, son of a legend Costa Tszyu, Tim Tszyu, fights in March or April. And Jermell Charlo wins that fight against Tim Tszyu. He wins that fight against Tim Tszyu and picks back up his WBO title. Now he done lost the IBF title, Jermell Charlo. But he picks up the WBO title, and Jermell Charlo and Terence Crawford is now another super fight. So he has to hope that Jermell Charlo lands the fight with Tim Tszyu and beats Tim Tszyu, or Jaron Ennis lands the fight with Keith Thurman and beats Keith Thurman, for him to have another mega fight. Because unfortunately for Terence Crawford, the Canelo Alvarez fight is going to escape him. It's going to elude him. Because I don't believe that Canelo Alvarez is going to get past David Benavidez. So there's no justification. If he gets stopped by David Benavidez, what's the point in Canelo Alvarez fighting what's the point in Terence Crawford fighting Canelo Alvarez? And he's not the undisputed champion, and he got stopped by David Benavidez. And you said David Benavidez is just simply too big. which he is. I agree. So Terence Crawford has an extreme dilemma on his hands. Because if he beats Errol Spence convincingly in the rematch, where does he go from there? What is the next marquee mega fight for Terence Crawford? Because the opportunity to fight Canelo Alvarez is going to elude him. And unfortunately, Jermell Charlo jumped up 2 weight classes, dared to be great, and lost. That would have been another marquee mega fight if Jermell Charlo would have just fought Tim Tszyu and beat Tim Tszyu and still been the undisputed champion. That would have justified Terence Crawford, Jermell Charlo in a mega fight. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. It didn't unfold that way. So he's in a dilemma. So let me know what y'all think. What direction should Terence Crawford go in? Where does he go next? Where does he find his next marquee fight? And Jaron Boots Ennis is a great talent, is the phenom, as I refer to him as. But he doesn't have any big name buzz. He doesn't have a marquee fight under his belt to justify a super fight for Terence Crawford. It's a great fight, not a super fight. Jermell Charlo coming off the loss to Canelo Alvarez, he can't instantly fight him. It's not a super fight. So where does Terence Crawford go to find his next super fight, going on 37 years of age? Let me know what y'all think. Drop a comment in the comment section. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. That's all I got for y'all. I'm gone. Peace.